Microsoft are releasing their own AI model. Ooh. So Microsoft, for the last couple of years, they've had Copilot. But Copilot is basically ChatGPT. It is a kind of a wrapper, it's a skin around ChatGPT that somehow makes ChatGPT a lot worse. So if you've used Copilot, generally if you're in a job and you're in a Microsoft ecosystem, you'll know it's not very good. I shouldn't say this because they want to work with me on a collaboration, but I think they probably know this. It's a lot of people don't find it as good as just using plain vanilla ChatGPT, which is bizarre because it is ChatGPT under the surface, but then it has additional layers which make it Copilot. Unfortunately, these layers tend to add more guardrails, they tend to add more kind of systems instructions, and they get in the way of the stronger model underneath. So, really good news, they are entering the market with their own models. So they have two. They have one called, I don't know if we call it Microsoft AI, I haven't heard anyone say it out loud yet. So My One Preview and My Voice One. So we've got two models. So My Voice One, which is a highly expressive and natural speak generation model. Cool. Which is available in Copilot Daily and podcasts and as a brand new Copilot experience for you to try out. Voice is the interface of the future for AI companions, and My Voice One delivers high fidelity, expressive audio across both single and multi-speaker scenarios. Cool. One of the most impressive I've used is Sesame or Hume. Hume's really interesting as well because it can analyze your emotions. So it's really fun to play with because you can yell at it angrily through the microphone and you can see it spiking anger. Really fun. It sounds like they are trying to make their natural language model, so their natural speech model, more expressive. Cool. I'll need to try it out and see what that means because they all say this. And then second, we've begun public testing of My One Preview on LM Arena, a popular platform for community model evaluation. This represents My's first foundation model trained end-to-end and offers a glimpse of the future offerings inside Copilot. Oh, okay. So they're building an OpenAI replacement for themselves. Interesting. We have big ambitions for where we go next. Not only will we pursue further advances here, but we believe that orchestrating a range of specialized models serving different user intents and use cases will unlock immense value. Blah, 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 blah. It goes on with the corporate spiel. But okay, whether or not these models are good, and I've checked out LM Arena and no, they're not very. That's less important than the fact that they have entered the game. So Microsoft for the last couple of years, despite having large cash reserves, despite having the Azure cloud infrastructure and being able to deploy, they haven't moved into training their own model. Now they have. So we've got My One. So on LM Arena, as they have announced, it is currently, having to scroll down, there we go, 15th on LM Arena. So it comes under Gemini 2.5 Flash, it comes under Grok 3, under 4.1, Opus 4, 4.5, DeepSeek, etc. So it's okay. It's not blowing the doors off the market, but that is fine because it is their first model and it's a preview model. So the fact that they can even compete and they're even in this kind of top 20 is fantastic. I always say the same about Grok as well, because a lot of people like to, about to swear, they like to poop on Grok and say it's trash. So, sorry. People will either say it's the best model on earth or they'll say it's absolute trash. I think the interesting thing with Grok is that they managed to create a model in about 2 years by building data centers and just brute forcing their way into the market. I think that is really impressive. And Grok 4 is currently sitting at 8th. So it's below most of the GPT models and the Claude models, but they are still a player. They've got a piece on the board, basically. They're here now. This is what Microsoft are moving towards, and that's good, in my opinion. It means more competition. It means more investment. It means the slightly odd setup that they have with OpenAI and using ChatGPT and then Copilot on top, that they can move away from that and they can actually enter the industry of AI in their own way, which is exciting to me. So regardless of the fact that their first model is sitting at 15th, I think that is less important than the fact that they have a model at all. So I'm interested. But yes, they're making their own AI. This is a Mashable article. Microsoft is making its own AI models to compete with OpenAI. Meet My. Does this mean Microsoft is easing off reliance on OpenAI models? I love this photo that Mashable's used They've got Sam Altman standing at the side of the stage, being sidelined, literally sidelined in this photo. Very good. Well done, Mashable. Microsoft has largely relied on OpenAI's models to power its AI products, Copilot, but now it's working on its own in-house models. On Thursday, Microsoft launched a speech generation model called My Voice 1 and started public testing for a foundation model called My One Preview. The company said My Voice 1, none of them are good at naming, it's fine, we'll let them off, can generate a minute of audio in under a second on a single GPU. Woo, very good. My Voice 1 is already powering Microsoft's Copilot Daily and podcast features, which provide AI-generated audio news recaps and personalized podcast-style content, much like Google's Notebook LM, which is really good, and you should try if you haven't. And then My One Preview is currently only on LM Arena, so you can go and try it. So on LM Arena, for those who have never used it before, you're basically given two models and you can say which, you'll get two responses for a prompt and you can say which gives a better response, and they use that to work out the ranking, which means you can go and try it out in their head-to-head comparisons. And then they're going to start rolling it out for certain text use cases in its Copilot chatbot for early user feedback. I don't see a timeline on that. Good, fantastic. I think this is good news that Microsoft are entering the market. Hopefully they can make Copilot better. The problem though, and the reason why that might not be the case, is that the people making Copilot not very useful is Microsoft, because ChatGPT is sitting underneath. ChatGPT is good. It's a good model, regardless of what you think of GPT-5 versus 4.0, etc. They are the best models, or amongst the top models. And then Microsoft layered something over the top, which made Copilot less useful. So additional safety and guardrails, etc. I understand why they're doing it. It's because their customers are enterprise and they need it to be secure and safe. But at the same time, they lobotomized ChatGPT. So the question is, with something like My One, will those same instincts to make it safe and to make it non-challenging, will they hinder their model's deployment because people won't want to use it because they want to use ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, etc. We will see. It's too early to tell. We don't even have it in our hands yet. But we shall see.